Okay, in this video, we are going to learn how to use the DSLR booth. Now, if you have installed the application, no worries, we'll go over that briefly right now. Also, you want to get the latest version at Event Party Co. If you purchased a DSLR photo booth, it may come with a pre-installed application for the DSLR booth. If it does, you can click on it to see if it is the latest version. If it's not, you need to update the version on your photo booth, and you'll go to the internet on your photo booth and you'll do it there. Okay, so if you need to do that really quick, you want to go to dslrbooth.com/download. Now you're going to find the DSLR Booth app. This is what you need for your DSLR photo booth, okay? If you have an iPad, you're gonna need the Luma booth. If you want the tutorial for that, we did make a tutorial for the Luma booth, but this particular tutorial is going to be for the DSLR booth, okay? So let's go ahead, and you're going to download for Windows 10, and then it's going to tell you to put all of this information, and you're going to click on download, follow the instructions, and then you will have the latest version of the application. Now, we already did it, so we have it here, and let me go ahead and click on it. Here we are. Voila. Okay, so as it pops up, we're going to put some information for the event. Now, if you do need help, I will say this. You need to make sure, one, you have your Wi-Fi turned on or your internet connection turned on before you install, obviously, the DSLR booth. And if you're doing your settings, you need your Wi-Fi on as well. If you're interested, I do have a PDF version of this tutorial on how to install the camera, how to install the application, as well as the settings in addition to that. If you want that PDF, we are giving it away for the first 10 people who are interested in that. I'm a type of person that likes to read and likes to see what I'm doing as well. Also, I wanted to mention another couple of things is I do have a wireless keyboard, and I also have a wireless mouse. It does help if you are on a mirrored photo booth, for example. It helps because I'm not really handy with my finger. I like to use the settings with a wireless keyboard and a wireless mouse. But when you're doing the event, you obviously want to use the touchscreen for your guest. Okay, so now that we have that done, let's go ahead and let's talk about this particular screen, okay? This is the very first screen you should see after you type in the new event, etc. So what's really cool is these are going to be all of your saved events. You could duplicate that event if you wanted to. You could duplicate it and get all of the settings to that event. You can change the templates and you can customize it. That's what I love about this page right here. All right, so this is your first time. We need to go ahead and we need to create a new event. Now, this is going to be basic settings. We're not going to go over the top and do advanced. We're only going to do basic settings because you need that foundation. You have to understand the basics before you can move on to the advanced level, okay? And the basic settings is just fine. It's professional looking. It's great. And that's really all you need. But if you wanted to go to a whole nother level, you absolutely can with the version 7 of the DSLR booth. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's get started. Click on new event. For this tutorial, we're going to name it DSLR booth tutorial. And we're going to customize settings, okay? Now, I will say this. We use Canva here to create our welcome screen, to create our templates. So if you do need help with that, we will create videos, if we haven't already, for you and give you some assistance on that as well. There's a lot of people who are selling the templates, and I think it's crazy to me. I mean, just go on Canva or go to Photoshop, what have you, and grab them from there. It's a lot cheaper. Okay, anyways, here we are on Screen Editor, welcome screen. So this is very important. So for the welcome screen, you want to make sure that you have a great image here, because this is the screen that all of your guests are going to see right when they use the photo booth, okay? So depending on your event, you want to customize it. So you can also add text, you can add your own image, you can add different types of shapes if you'd like. Also on the aspect ratio, this is where you can change it to different ratios. If you're going to do a horizontal layout or a vertical orientation, you can switch it here. For this tutorial, we are going to use the horizontal, the landscape layout, if that's okay. It may be different on your photo booth. And like I said, with all of these settings, do this on your photo booth, okay? So now let's go ahead and let's upload one of our images that we got going on, okay? So click on image, and I'm going to use this welcome screen right here. And then voila, this is a very beautiful, beautiful welcome screen. Now what happened is all the icons disappeared. And now what we need to do is we need to bring those icons forward. So this is very simple. All you need to do is you're going to send this image backward a few times. And then here you go. Here it all is. You have all of your icons here. Now with this, you could click on an icon. You can make it bigger. You can make it smaller. As you can see, and with the icons, you could choose your own image if you decided to. It does have to be a PNG, transparent. Really quick, if you want to leave it like this, it's very professional. This is super standard if you want to leave it like this. Or if you wanted to upload, I did create an image. I'm just going to upload one. It does, like I said, have to be a PNG transparent file. And I created this on Canva. Look how cute that is. A little heart. And I put my own font there as well. And if I wanted to change the colors, I could change the colors. But I'm going to leave it like this. And I could change all of these if I wanted to. But I'm really strict on time. So you kind of get the gist of it, right? Okay, so now what we want to do is let's go ahead and let's add a text. How about that? So with the text, you can do so many things. If you wanted to put the name of the event here, maybe it's the name of the birthday party, maybe it's the bride and the groom you want to put there. It's totally up to you. I'm going to put some instructions here, and it's going to be press button to begin. Press button to begin session, press button to start photo booth, whatever you want. But I'm just going to put some basic instructions here so they can know what to do next. Especially if you're dropping it off, you may want to put some instructions there. If not, I think some people will get the hint, like, oh, they just have to push the print button or the GIF or the boomerang. Totally up to you. Now with the text, you can change the color if you want to different colors. I'm going to leave it at white for now. If you wanted to change the font, you could change the font. You could do the weight of it, the size, if you wanted to do a drop shadow, so many cool options you can do as well. All right. And then, like I said, the theme colors, you could change those theme colors up if you wanted to. Have fun with it, mess with it when you have your free time. But we're going to go over basic settings. So let's say, for example, you have an event around the corner. Just do the basics. Keep it simple, okay? Don't go over and beyond. Keep it simple. Learn the basics and then jump into advanced and get crazy with it, okay? Don't pull your hair out trying to figure out how to do things. Just try to keep it simple and professional as you can. Okay. With that, if you scroll down, we already changed some of the layers here, as you can see. And if, for example, if you didn't like that welcome screen that you had uploaded, all you need to do is click on it. And if you scroll down, you could trash it. You could delete it if you'd like. Okay, so that is that. Now, the next thing we're going to do is let's go over the settings for the welcome screen. Now, under booth icons, these are the icons for the photo booth. Right? If I turn it off, they disappear. We need those on. So let's make sure that's turned on. Under booth icon labels. So I definitely want that on. If I turn them off, all of these at the bottom disappear and I cannot read digital hieroglyphics. So we're going to leave that on, okay? And next is going to be show live view. Up to you. I'm going to leave that one turned off. As far as live template preview, you could turn that on if you have your template. So what this does is whenever you have a guest who is taking a photo, it will give you a live view within the photo for the placeholder of the template. Pretty cool. I'm not going to do it for this particular tutorial, but you could do that. I would say definitely test it out, and if it works, do it. For the stretch live view, we're going to keep it the way it is. And for the browse button, okay, this is important, very, very important. If you leave it on, you're allowing the guest to see previous sessions. And if you do that, well, there's no privacy. And then number two, it holds up the line for other people who want to use the photo booth. So in that case, I am going to turn it off, okay? Choose template. Now you could allow guests to choose the print template. I'm going to leave that one turned off because I only have one. But if you wanted to do that, you could do that as well. Start screen video, up to you. That's advanced for me, so we're going to skip through that. Unlock button opacity. Now, please remind me at the end of this video, we have to make sure that this photo booth is locked up. Okay. So for unlock button opacity, just for tutorial, I'm going to show you at 100% what it looks like. So at 100%, it's very, very visible. You do not want this visible for all of your guests, because what does most people do? They want to push a button that they like or that they want or they're curious of, right? So don't leave that so visible. You need to leave it around 10-20%, somewhere where you can see, so that when you try to lock and unlock it, you're able to see it. So there it is, okay? And that will be on the photo booth itself. All right, session trigger. You definitely want the touch screen on, okay? Your guests need to touch the photo booth and mess with it. I do have my wireless keyboard and my wireless mouse to help me maneuver before the event, to maneuver all of the settings, okay? Definitely leave that on. The guest QR code, this is the guest QR code right here. I don't like this feature. I'm going to turn it off. So what this does, if you have it turned on, you enable the guest to scan QR code with camera app to control from their phones. I don't want that. Let's just keep it simple. Let them push the button and follow the instructions with the photo booth. Okay. So now that we're done here, it looks great. We're going to move on to capture screen. Okay. So again, you can modify your screen right here. Under show live view, we're going to leave that one turned on. Under crop live view, I'm going to turn that off. Mirror live view, I'm going to leave that one turned on as well. You can definitely change these settings to your specifications if you like. For live view rotation, I'm keeping it at 0 degrees just because how my photo booth is laid out and how my camera is laid out, okay? Auto trigger camera, I'm going to leave that one turned on. Flash screen white turned on. Cancel button, I'm going to turn that one off. And the reason why is because there's this X button right here where they can cancel it. Just go ahead and take that off, because they'll have an option to retake that we're going to add if you want to add that retake button. I think you should, just because if someone doesn't like their photo or the video that they did, they should be able to retake it. I mean, we're not the DMV here, right? Let them retake a photo, for goodness sake. Okay, so we'll have the retake button later on. The countdown color, if we wanted to change it, we could change the color. We can change some of the settings. I'm going to leave it the way it is. Looks pretty clean cut. And then for the photo thumbnails, these are the photo thumbnails right here. I highly recommend leaving them on. It kind of gives the guests an idea of how many photos or how many captures that they have left. So I'm going to leave that turned on. Now, what's cool is you could change where it's placed on your photo booth. I'm going to leave it at the bottom. That's pretty standard as well. The say cheese image, you could put an image. I put a couple of images. I didn't really like them. But if you wanted to, you could. You don't have to. It's if you do, transparent PNG file, okay? Transparent, and it has to be a PNG file. Next, let's go to sharing screen. Okay, this is a very important part. You can modify and you can change the screen here if you'd like. I'm not going to need to do that. We don't need to do that. So let's go ahead and let's go to settings. But if you wanted to design it, it's pretty much going to be the same as the welcome screen. You can change the icons, you can change the background, you can do all that jazz. I'm not going to do that. We're just going to go over to settings, okay? Skip sharing screen. Well, we don't want that to happen, so we're going to turn that off. We want to make sure our guests can share the photo, share the video, share the GIF, whatever it is, okay? The done button, I'll leave that. I like to leave it turned on. So I'll leave that on. It just, when you click done, it moves on to the next session. So the next person can go onto the photo booth, and then they can take their picture or their video. Now, the sharing icons location, we could move this right bottom top if you want. We're going to leave it, I think it was on the right-hand side. Yeah, the right-hand side, we're going to leave it right there if that's okay. The text labels, again, I can't read digital hieroglyphs, so we're going to leave that one turned on. And the final screen timeout, 30 seconds, very standard. If you wanted to go higher, I don't recommend it. I think 30 seconds is really good. If you want to keep it shorter, you could do that as well. Maybe 20, 25 seconds. But 30 seconds, I think, is plenty of time. Show original photos. I like to leave that one turned on. Where is, are we on sharing screen? Yeah. That one, we'll leave that one turned on as well. Now, retake button. Okay, so this is what I was talking about, the DMV. We're going to leave that one turned on, if that's okay. Like I said, we are not the DMV. Let them take their photo if they want to take it out again, or their image. Okay, so for email, SMS, QR code, print, WhatsApp, these are the different sharing techniques or sharing settings that they could do. So everybody has email these days, so definitely leave that one on. So now SMS, this is important because with the DSLR booth, you have to have a Twilio account in order to use the text message. And you have to create an account. It's not really much. It's pretty affordable to use it. If you want it, you definitely want to turn this on if you have the Twilio account. If you don't have the Twilio account, please turn it off. Don't give them that option. I'm going to leave it on. I'm going to leave it on so you can see what a test run would look like if you did have it turned on, but you didn't have the Twilio account, because I don't recommend it. So we're going to test it out. QR code, I'm going to leave that one turned on. Who doesn't like a QR code to scan? And print, we're going to have a print as well. WhatsApp, we'll leave that one turned off. If you want to turn it on, that's cool. But that's pretty much it for the screen editor page. Now let's drop down to that menu and let's go over to general. Okay, general, this is where we were talking about that lock. Remember the opacity level for the lock on your photo booth? This is where you're going to put in that PIN number. So put in a PIN number that you're going to remember and type it in right there. Four digits is great. Now, this is all advanced right here. If you want to learn more, we'll create another video for that, but we're just going to keep it right there for the security pin. Now let's move over to the drop-down menu and go to capture settings. So capture settings, this is a very important page because depending on your guest, depending on your client, maybe they just want to do photo, then you just want to select photo as their capture option. If they want all of it, then we'll put all of the different type of options that they can choose from, okay? So in this case, I'm going to take off video. And you can take off video by just clicking on it, or you can take off video by clicking this button right here, the on and off button, okay? So let's go ahead and leave that one off. Under photo, I will say with the DSLR booth, a lot of the, I guess, a lot of the settings come default. They're pretty standard, and I would leave most of it like that unless you want to change it up. So we'll go over this briefly, but I'm going to keep pretty much everything the same. Under photo, I'm going to leave it at 5 seconds, 3 seconds. And for also create a GIF, we can turn it on or you can turn it off. It's up to you. I'll leave it turned off. Okay, under GIF, we are going to leave that one on. Now, if you wanted to, if you see right here, you could do an image overlay. It does have to be a transparent PNG file. Now, take note. Look right here where it has the size. If you need to change the size, change the size, okay? But for the GIF, it's going to be a 720 by 480, which means that you need an image overlay to match that size. So when you go into Canva, when you go into your Photoshop, whatever it is, you can customize a specific dimension or specific pixels in order for you to upload the correct way or the correct look it should look when you do upload it, if you will. Pardon me. Okay, so I don't have an image overlay, unfortunately. I'll do that next time, but it's very, very simple. You just upload it like a regular photo, but just make sure it's transparent PNG. Same thing with the boomerang, okay? More than likely, if you're uploading an image overlay here, you're probably going to upload the same image overlay for the boomerang right here. So just same instructions for that as well. Okay, so let's move on. We got the capture settings. Let's move on, hit that drop down menu, and let's go to, well, I'm not gonna go to camera settings. You can figure that out depending on the camera that you have. We do have a tutorial on the camera installation. It's very easy. For the camera installation, if you need to figure out the settings on what to do, that's important, as well as installing it and mounting it to the photo booth itself. We have a video for that if you need that. We use a Canon Rebel T7 for all of our DSLR photo booths. It is a DSLR camera and it has a great image quality. I do recommend it for sure. Okay, so let's move on to virtual attendant. This is muy importante. This is very important. Okay, we want the virtual attendant turned on. With the style, you could change the accents if you want. So I'm going to leave it at American female. That's pretty standard as well, but you could change it up here. And you also could customize your own as well. Very cool. Now, like I said earlier, dslrBooth has a lot of default settings on here that I like. They're simple. It's basic. I like it and it works. Okay, so like I said, keep it simple. So select an effect. We're going to leave that one. If you click on it, it will play the audio for you and you can listen to it. If you want to upload your own, you can upload your own, and it has to be an MP3 or an MP4 file. If you keep scrolling down, we have before countdown, after capture, during, after processing, and end of session. Again, it's pretty standard. I'm going to turn this randomize button off because I think the get ready smile is good. It's perfect. And we don't need to randomize anything on here. All right, the next thing we're going to do is hit down that drop down menu. After virtual attendant, go to print layouts. Under print layout, you should have a template already pre-made on either Canva or another application. So here, if you don't have one, you can actually make your own right here. Granted, it's not going to be as, I don't know, intricate as something like Canva. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep it simple. We're going to click on new template. You could also shop templates here if you want, but you're going to spend some money on those. It's up to you. Go ahead and mess with it if you like. Okay, so under new template, click on that. And I am going to go to a specific one for this tutorial, and it's going to be a single pose horizontal. Just a one pose, single stripped horizontal. That is what I want. So I'm going to click OK. And as you can see, it reads number 1. This is the very first photo that is going to capture, and this is where the image is going to go. Now, there's no template here. We have to add a template. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on image, and we're going to find the template that is going to be suitable for our event. So I created this template right here. We're going to upload it, and here you go. Now, the problem here is the image is covering up my photo 1. So we need to make sure that photo 1 is brought forward. So we're going to send this image, this beautiful template, let's send that backwards. And now this is what we wanted. We want our photo 1 to be brought forward, but it's covering up our entire template. So we're going to adjust it like so. So go ahead and start adjusting it. And I made a little bit of a mistake, but no worries. This is why I love using my wireless mouse. There we go. So now I just readjusted my template, and now I'm just adjusting the photo. Look how easy that is. I will say, because I was using the photo booth, mirrored photo booth, and I'm using my finger, and it got super frustrating. I'm not gonna lie. Really frustrating when you're doing the settings. This is why I recommend, if you can get a wireless keyboard, get a wireless mouse, you just get that USB and you plug it right into the photo booth. You can maneuver it so much easier by doing it that way. Okay, so it's not gonna be that perfect, guys, so I'm gonna leave it like that. All right, if you wanted to, let's say you created a template and you forgot to add a text and you're at the event. No worries. Go ahead and click on text if you need to. Or if you just wanted to hold just a plain background, you can change the background color and then add text. Totally up to you. But we're done here. This is perfect, okay? Like I said, keep it simple. Keep it simple. Now, what we're going to do is, now that this is done, let's go ahead and click on the drop down. And now let's go to the effects and stickers. This is the fun part. Who doesn't want a beauty filter? Who doesn't want filters on? So with the beauty filter, if you want, you can configure and you can adjust the blemishes. Don't do it too much. It won't look real, but do it at a good setting, okay? With the filters, ask user to choose. I think this is really fun part, and it's really engaging with the photo booth. It creates a better experience in my opinion. So click on ask user to choose if you like, and then click on configure. This is where all the filters pop up. Now this was the previous session that I had earlier, so don't judge. So let's go ahead and let's do this one right here. Well, actually, let's do all of them. I want to do all of the filters that our guests can choose from. If you want, you could do 3, you could do 4, you could do 2, you could do as many as you want. And you can upload, you can add your own filter as well. We're not going to do that. These are cool. And they're, like I said, keep it simple. That's going to be like the theme of this tutorial. Keep it simple. Save settings. Okay, cool. Now, you should have a prop station, okay? Who doesn't love props? Like putting on different hats, putting on glasses, putting on different type of things. It just gets the whole experience a lot better. So if for whatever reason, let's say you forgot them or something, there's digital stickers right here that you could use. Now, they're not as cool as the real stickers or the real props, but you do have digital props here on dslrBooth. Now, you could upload your own. It does have to be a transparent PNG file. If you don't, no worries. dslrBooth has a default. They have default props that you can use and add. So we'll leave that one turned on just for the tutorial. And for the watermark, totally up to you if you want to add a watermark. You may want to use a watermark depending on your client. So let's say if it's a hotel or if it's a company party, if they're not doing an image overlay, but they want to do a watermark, you can upload it here. Or let's say you're doing a sponsored or you're doing a free event and you want to add your logo, you could do a watermark here as well. I mean, there's so many options, so many choices. All right, I'm going to leave that one turned off. But again, you can also use an image overlay. It works the same. Okay, effects and stickers. All right, let's go to the drop-down menu and let's go to, we're going to skip background removal. If you have a green screen, for example, I rarely see people use the green screen, but it can be really cool because it's endless backgrounds with the green screen, right? We're going to skip that step and we're going to go to survey. And I just want to touch on this because if you have an event where it's a hotel or maybe it is a corporate party or a business, you can ask your guest if they want to ask, you can ask your client if they want to ask their guest if they want to do a survey. And here you can add the survey with all of the questions and the pick and choose. We're going to leave this turned off. Most parties, such as like weddings, quinceañeras, they're not asking for a survey. So we'll leave that one turned off. The next thing we're going to do is we'll go to disclaimer. Okay, we're going to leave this one turned off. You can turn it on. It's up to you, but I'm going to leave it turned off. And this is the reason why. It ruins the vibe. After you have a guest take a picture or have a session, it's going to pull up this disclaimer. And I mean, it slows down the line for one, and then two, it's like, who wants to read all of that and sign something they don't know what they're signing? So I would leave that turned off. But here's the deal. You need to add this disclaimer, if you haven't already, to your contract that your client should have already signed before they're using the photo booth, because all of the images, all of the video that you're capturing on your photo booth, you're going to be able to save that and use it for marketing material, for content. And this is a good way for you to capture content, okay? So definitely put that disclaimer in your contract. Another thing, with your photo booth, which I love this feature, because you're offering email, text message, you're capturing their data. You're capturing their email address. You're capturing their phone number. So with the disclaimer, you need to put that in your contract saying that with all the data that you receive, you will be able to promote, market to those people as well. Okay, so go ahead and take a read on that if you'd like, and maybe do something very similar and add that to your contract if it's not already added. Okay, next thing, let's go ahead that drop down menu and let's go to sharing settings. Okay, sharing settings for PhotoShare Cloud. This is important. I'm going to leave these turned on. We're going to talk about PhotoShare Cloud. Actually, let's talk about it right now. PhotoShare Cloud, I have it on my email somewhere. Where is it? The PhotoShare, here it is. Okay, PhotoShare Cloud. You can log into photoshare.co. I can put down the link as well. After your event, you want to log in. So let's do that after we launch an event, okay? But this is important because you can look at all the past events that you did. In addition, you're going to be able to look at all of the phone numbers and all of the email addresses, and you can download it into a CSV file and upload it into another program where it can mass text message or it can mass email all of those great potential clients. So we'll review PhotoShare Cloud here in a moment. So back to the photo booth. So let's go ahead and leave that on. Under email, we're going to leave that on as well. You want to put your email domain name right here, okay? So for example, I would put mail@eventpartyco.com. You could put mail@whateveryourbusiness.com or whatever your email address that you're using, okay? Here is your photo subject line. You could change this if you want, totally up to you. Maybe put emojis, whatever. The HTML body you could also change, and this is a great way for a CTA. It's a great way for a call to action. So all these people who are getting their image, getting their GIF, their video emailed to them, you can have a call to action here. Here is your photo for your next booking for a photo booth. Give us a call at 214-853-0989 or visit us at eventpartyco.com. Okay, so you could have a great call to action. Maybe you put a promo code here. I don't know what it is, but you can be creative and figure it out. Send a test email to see what it's going to look like. I recommend doing that as well. I'm going to leave WhatsApp off. I am going to leave SMS turned on, okay? Let's review this because like I said earlier, if you're going to do and capture data via text message, you have to have a Twilio account. And this is how you can get the Twilio account. Again, you can change the message here, make sure it's on one. And for Twilio, if you're in the United States, that is, if you're in the Twilio, if you click on this link right here, you can create your account. It'll give you information on the cost and etc. And then you'll fill out all of this information if you need to. I recommend getting a Twilio account because you need to capture their phone number. Okay, that's good marketing material for you. That's good marketing information for you to reach back out to them. So if you can, try to get the Twilio account. All right, so I'm not going to have it here, but I'm going to show you what it looks like because if you don't have it, I'm going to show you what it looks like when you have a session and you have an event and they try clicking on it. It doesn't look good, okay? So make sure that you do have a Twilio account if you're offering the text message. Okay, next thing, drop down menu, and we're going to go to print setup. So right here, print automatically, I'm going to turn that off. Not everybody's going to want a print. They might want just a GIF. They might want the boomerang. They might want the video. So you can leave that one turned off if you'd like. Now, granted, if you're having an event and the client's like, I am doing nothing but prints. That's all I want to give to my client, to my guests. Cool. Maybe you want to turn that on. Okay. It may have the event run smoother and faster. Show print button. We'll leave that one turned on. Print to both printers off. Rotate, auto rotate to fit, we'll leave that one on. Limit prints, okay. So for the limit prints, you could leave that one turned on. If, for example, you're at an event and your client says, or you have it in your contract, we're going to offer 250 prints for this event and endless amount of gifts and an endless amount of video boomerang. Okay, you could do that right here, because you surely don't want 5,000 for a guest of 200 people, right? That would be crazy expensive. So just depending on your client, what they want, what you're offering in your package, this is where you could limit the prints if you want to. For print sharpening, you could do high. If it is high, it may take a little bit longer for processing. Okay, we're gonna leave it right there. Now for the printing 2x6, everybody loves a 2x6. You can click on more information if you want to learn more. We're gonna keep it at the horizontal 4x6, if that's okay. All right, now let's hit that drop down menu and let's go to, we're gonna skip slideshow and go to sharing status. This is great for post event. Recommend, guys, if you are doing Photobooth, and you're doing a whole bunch of events, and if you have like someone going to the event for you to set it up, give them a checklist. Okay, systems and processes are very important, especially when you're hiring other people to do this type of job. Have a checklist. Say, hey, make sure that you know that you're doing this, this, and this, and this. This is a great post-event checklist. Sharing status. What you want to do is click on sharing status after the event or during the event if you can, and check for anything that is pending, because anything that is pending will process once you have internet connectivity and correct settings. So this might be where you're at an event and there's no internet whatsoever, there's no Wi-Fi. You could hotspot. If you're at the event, you could hotspot from your phone. I usually do that and it works fine. But if you need to, if you don't have any internet connection, you need to let your clients and your guests know this. Like, hey, put it in the contract too, because they might get upset if they're not understanding. Like, hey, if for whatever reason there's no internet connection, there's no Wi-Fi, there's just a bad connection, and certain images cannot get sent via email or via text message to the guest, you would not be held liable, blah, blah, blah. And they will be sent to them eventually within a couple of hours or within a day. Okay, so you need to put that information on there. There are other options that you can do. I've heard of getting routers and stuff of that nature, or you could do a hotspot to kind of prevent from this happening. But I've had a lot of people that have mentioned this whole situation. You want to put it in your contract and make it a great experience for your client. Okay, and you can also export the shares as well. In addition, we talked about PhotoShare Cloud. You could go to PhotoShare Cloud because it's going to save all that information, and you could also resend it to them if you need to from the PhotoShare Cloud. Okay, sharing status. Guys, we're almost done. Sharing status. After that, we are, well, actually, we are done. Okay, we're done. So let's go ahead and launch events. Now, like I said, we need to do what? We need to lock the screen. So once we launch an event, this looks beautiful. We're going to hit down that drop down and voila, you see that lock button? Let's click on that so nobody can exit out from our screen. This is a requirement. This needs to be on your checklist when you're setting up for the event. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's do a quick session print.
Get ready.
Perfect. All right, pardon the mess behind me.
Select an effect.
Select an effect. Okay, so we have all of these great filters, remember, that we put on here? So we're just gonna choose a black and white and hit next. Oh, the stickers. So these are the digital stickers. Let's do a hat. And then there we go. That looks kind of cute. All right, and let's do a mustache. Why not? Let's have fun with it. Very cool. All right, so we'll hit next. And here's our template. Here's my image with my digital stickers. Now it says share your photos. So I can email it, I can text it, QR code print. I could retake it if I didn't like it. So like I said, let's click on the text message really quick, because look what it says. SMS settings are not configured because I did not do my Twilio account. So again, if you do not have a Twilio account, do not offer Do not offer the SMS. It just doesn't look good.
Thank you.
Anyways, that is it. That is all you need to do in order to get your DSLR booth settings. We kept it simple. We kept it easy. We kept it user friendly. Once you mastered this session, let's go ahead and let's start getting advanced. Let's start changing up icons. Let's start changing up colors and fonts and get crazy with it, right? And also the templates. So learn the basics. Don't jump ahead and try to go advanced on your first gig. So keep it simple, make it look very clean, professional. Another thing post event that we need to talk about is you need to unlock it. So did you see that button? I'm going to do it one more time. Right over here is that lock button. So we need to unlock the photo booth, right? So let's go ahead and unlock it. We're going to put in our PIN code that you choose. And now we can change the settings. We can do other things as well. We can go to the pending shares, the sharing status if we wanted to as well. So what I wanted to talk about now is I wanted to talk about the PhotoShare cloud. So you want to do this post event and you want to log in. Now with the subscription that you purchase with the DSLR booth, it should be the same email and the same password for your PhotoShare cloud, just a heads up. Now this was the event that we just did, that's me. And I had other sessions as well and other tutorials as well, okay? So over here on the sidebar, you can click on different types of icons. This is the share from apps. These are all the people, and there's a lot more on here besides me, that had used the photo booth. You could download that file, okay? You could save that file, definitely save the file, and you could upload it to a Google Drive, and you can upload it to maybe MailChimp, and that could be your marketing list. Okay, I have a lot of people that don't use it, and it's like, what are you doing? You're shooting yourself in the foot. This is gold right here. So you could use that data to market to those potential clients. Maybe you have an image of your next promo. You could do mass text message with the right company as well. All right, guys, well, I can go on and I can go on, and I know you guys have a lot of other things to do, so be sure you like, share, subscribe, and I guarantee you guys, make sure you save this video because you're going to be going back to it over and over again until you got it down. We are eventpartyco.com. If you need help, give us a call, 214-853-0989. Visit us online, eventpartyco.com, and guys, we just don't have photo booths. We also have DSLR photo booths, iPad photo booths. We have throne chairs, Chiavari chairs, folding tables, folding chairs. We also have inflatables. We have robot suits, and the list goes on. Flower walls, etc. So if you need our help, give us a call. Would love to serve you at the highest level. Have a great day.